We have sort of like an old-fashioned, like a throwback type of back, a good old power back in Kingston Davis coming up on our podcast. And Kingston's a man who, just great ability as a back, great power back, hits holes quickly. And Kingston, we're excited to have you on. Thanks for coming on.
A pleasure to be here.
Thank you again. So, beginning with my question, of course, you played your last year at Miles College, and the last player to play for Miles College was Ed McCall in 1968, who played a single game for the Cincinnati Bengals. Is that something that you think of, or is that something that motivates you to sort of like break this, or I guess create a new trend in NFL players for Miles College?
I didn't even know that. I learn something new every day, but definitely. I mean, that would be great. It would be an honor to represent Miles College and in the league and to handle things like that way. So it'd definitely be a good thing.
I apologize for the nerdy fact. I mean, that's always a part of Jackson and I's podcast, just some sort of nerdy fact. But also, too, I guess one more question I have for you is you being a bigger back, is there a back either nowadays or in the past that you emulate with your style of play?
I really take a lot of things from different backs that I watch, and I try to take the good and kind of form it to my own game. For example, like I like watching Alvin Kamara and the way his balance is and the way that he bounce off of tackles and things like that. And I'll work on those things and try to emulate it and add it to my game. And Ezekiel Elliott, I watch him a lot. And the way that he attacks holes and his patience. And I like to pick, different things that guys do really well and try to form into my game. But definitely, I watch Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara. I love watching Donovan Taylor, Derrick Henry. But, I'm not 6'2", 6'3", and as big as him, but he has his own unique type of running style. But I definitely like watching those guys and picking different things and trying to form it to my own game.
Absolutely, you can't go wrong with any of those backs too. And shoot, I guess with that combination of backs, you'd be unstoppable. I mean, with all those styles of play. So I'm gonna kick it to my experts here. Again, we're gonna start with Coach Grove. We're gonna stake back around. Coach Grove, what do you have to ask Kingston?
Hey, how you doing, Keith?
How you doing? Ooh, how you doing?
Yeah. Coach Grove, we got to talk for a bit at midfield. I guess my question, like for all of you guys, was first question would be around the opportunity. I mean, what do you think being able, even though you didn't play, being able to come in, do the interviews and the platform that was set that you were able to walk into in Selma? What was your thoughts on that entire process while you were there?
It was a great opportunity. Really, just being, I'm grateful, blessed and honored to be a part of, the first HBCU All-Star game that you guys hosted. And anytime that you can get an opportunity to get in front of some scouts and get around, great people, it's always a good thing. And it's always, a blessing, really. The environment was great. Just sitting there talking to all those scouts and everything like that, and being out there with the guys, and it was a great environment. It's just great to be a part of.
Right. I guess the second part of that one, we talked for quite a bit, and because we share this Mobile tie, your pops and all that stuff, where if you had to give some advice to incoming freshmen, college freshmen, based on all the challenges and in your journey, on mental toughness, what would be something short, some words you would pass to an individual that coming in as a freshman had challenges similar to yours?
I would say, just remain focused. That's really the best thing that you can do, in your journey with going into whatever you're going into. There will always be obstacles and there will always be, distractions. It's really just, understanding what your goals are. Say, write it down, make it plain, and really understand what you're there for, and try to stay focused on your goals each and every day that you wake up. Each and every day is an opportunity. So, as long as the goals are clear and as long as that what you're called to do and what you're willing, what you have to do, just staying focused is really just the basics and the biggest part of being where you want to be and achieving your goals.
Yeah, and I'll credit you, and I'm on the Marine Corps side of this, on the mental toughness side, the athletic side, the coaching side, the scouting side. I will credit you, because the 30 minutes I spent on the field with you, we talked and you explained your story, and I was able to hear the growth, and we talked about that. So I would tell you, just continue to grow when it comes to that mental toughness piece.
Yes, sir. That's all I can do. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll go next here, Coach. I mean, appreciate you coming on and doing this for us, Kingston. I mean, we, as a former college running back, former college fullback, I'm gonna say, I'm always pulling for the running backs, and I really love your style of play, man. And my first question to you would be going into Miles College. I mean, for you, and from the film that I've been able to watch, I mean, for you to go in and do what you did in a shorter period of time at Miles College shows that you were ready to go in and make an impact like right away. I mean, so what was your mindset when you walked on that campus and hey, I'm trying to play in the league? I mean, what was your mindset going in there to get those teammates to follow and also to make that impact that you made?
It really just goes back to what I mentioned about focusing on what you need to handle. And I have my goals, and right now in my mindset is I'm going to achieve my goals no matter what it takes. And really just when I got there, it's just understanding that, okay, I'm here for a reason. I can't let anything distract me of what I'm here for. And really just trying to help the guys and their journey as well. And I always want to be the type of guy to lead by example, instead of just talking about it. So really just get in there and really just handling my business. And that's all I can do. Control what I can control, and lead in the right way.
Absolutely, you did that at 100 miles an hour. There's no doubt about that. So, I guess my next question to you would be: I mean, as again, you just like the other two guys that we talked to, a lot of buzz, man, starting to happen. Right as we were starting to meet you. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about you. I mean, when the scouts were coming in, I'm just gonna tell you, man, I had three of the scouts asking me immediately from the time they walked in the door, is Kingston Davis coming down? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of word, and then when you think about it, just like again with the other two kids, I mean, you ended up being one of only 38, 39 guys that got into that HBCU combine. So that kind of tells you what those scouts are thinking, because those scouts were asking to see certain people at that combine. So when you took off down that way, I mean, did you recognize the importance of being one of that limited of a number, and what were you trying to show people when you got down there?
I didn't really think about it in that way. I really was just, just thankful, just being a part of that and being selected for that. But I mean, really just showing the scouts that, what I can do, my measurables and everything like that. And just really just trying to show them, let them get a feel for me and with the conversations and interviews that we had, and basically putting numbers down on the paper and showing them, I can do certain things, catching the ball at the backfield and things of that nature.
That's
And
right.
like I said, again, I was blessed and honored just to be at that event and thankful.
100%. I mean, and you mentioned catching the ball out of the backfield. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, from watching your film, man. I mean, you do a lot of things well, man. I mean, you catching the ball out of the backfield. I mean, you can even chip and pick up blocks off the edge. I mean, I believe that your strongest point is taking carries and a lot of volume carries in between the tackles. So, I mean, I got to ask you, man, what of all those things that you do well, what is it that you enjoy the most about playing the running back position? and what do you think you do best?
Well, I think the running back position is very versatile. So there's a lot of things that it's required of you to do, and I think it's an overlooked position for sure. But the amount of things that the running back position does, got to block and got to run, got to catch. We do it all except for on the football, but sometimes we can. But I think that for the most part, everything that a running back does is what am I trying to say? It's very important. Being versatile. So I pride myself really in trying to be an all-around back. I want to be able to do everything, and I strive myself to do everything. I think my strong suit is being patient, with runs, allowing my blockers to set blocks, and learned a lot over the years of different running back coaches, and the importance of really setting your blocks up for your linemen by your path, going to the line of scrimmage and everything like that. But being patient, I like to do that. I pride myself off of that, and that goes back to watching a lot of Ezekiel Elliott film. He's very patient, and it works out that way. So that aspect of it, and also catching the ball off the backfield, I think that's very important for a running back to be able to do. So, like I said, I work on all these things to put the complete package together.
That's right. I mean, tell me a little bit about, like I'm asking everybody, but tell me a little bit about who you're training with now, what you're working on.
I train down at Sanders Fit Performance Centers down there in Dallas, downtown Dallas. So, we get it in. We work on everything. We do strength training. We get on the field. We do drills. We do mobility. We also do Pilates. We got everything set up where, we're working on the full thing. So there's nothing short of doing things that we need to do in aspects of everything.
That's right. That's all I got for the moment, man. You got a big future in front of you, Kingston. Keep on that grind, and we definitely appreciate you doing this for us before Jackson jumps in there.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yep.
Kingston, first of all, thanks so much for coming on. I sure appreciate you coming on. I know it's been a pleasure already, just getting to know you a little bit better. Man, you mentioned a little bit earlier about, hey, you may not have the size of Derrick Henry, but who does, right? Some of these backs that you do have the size of, at least on the college side, it looks like you're listed right around 6 flat, 225 is right about there. Right around there, still correct?
Yeah, around 230.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice. So I was looking at some of these backs right here. Leonard Fournette, 6 flat, 228. Jonathan Taylor, 5'10", 227. Nick Chubb, 5'11", 227. Joe Mixon, 6'1", 220. Man, you have found this sweet spot of right height and weight. And it's right there, man, with your combination of talent and size, man, anything's possible in this league for sure. Another thing I wanted to mention to you that you just mentioned about patience, right? Golly. I was watching some of your tape and man, it reminds me a little bit of Breece Hall from this year, where you're just very, very patient. You mentioned Ezekiel Elliott. Are there any other backs that you really take patience from? Because that's something that's maybe not as common as it should be in the league with a lot of backs. And man, that's definitely a strong suit of yours.
Yeah, like you said, I watched some Joe Mixon tape, and really just I watched Nick Chubb too. But there's different styles of running that they do. But as far as patience and things like that nature, like I said, I watch a lot of Ezekiel. I watch all the way back to when he was freshman in college, Ezekiel Elliott. So I've really studied his game to a T, really. And that's where I get my most of my influence for, being a patient runner. But, watching all types of backs, I put on the games and really just study and analyze how they run football. And there's a lot of good backs in the league that, they do things, they have different running styles and stuff and things of that nature. But it's good to take all of that in and kind of like figure out, what can I do? What can I change in my game to mimic or to do things to a similar nature so I can have the best results for myself. Just studying from everybody, all the guys that's already in the league and doing the things, even in college level, like you said, there's a lot of good backs out there in college level today. And I feel like I can't be, one of those guys that's, not really studying and anybody. I mean, anybody that's playing football, it's an opportunity to learn something from college and professional level. So.
Kingston, another thing I wanted to ask you about is I absolutely love that in your highlight tape you're including pass protection reps, because as a running back in the league, you have to be able to pass protect. Man, you mentioned Ezekiel Elliott a few times already. Obviously, Zeke is one of the best there is in the league as far as pass protection. What are some maybe other backs, other pointers that, hey, you really have learned a lot from? Because, man, there's some defensive linemen that are coming up through the B gap, A gap sometimes, and you're holding them off on your own. You're not trying to run them into another lineman. You're just standing right there and planting your feet and blocking. What are some guys you take that from?
Frank Gore. He was a great pass protection guy. Really, when I was a freshman, I remember at Michigan, they put on some Frank Gore tape for pass protection. It really stuck with me, and really understood as I got older, understanding that, for one, especially in the league, if you can't block, then you can't be on the field. You have to be able to block, and really just honing in on, your blocking techniques and understanding, this is a thing. Blocking is an attitude, and it has to be done. So I take a lot of techniques and I watch Frank Gore in the way that he blocks and he takes on blocks and things of that nature to use it for my game. So really just I watched a lot of his tape for helping me with getting better at blocking.
And one other thing with blocking, unless you're, a first round pick in this draft, everyone is going to be playing special teams. If you're a rookie, you're doing it on special teams too. That's arguably the most important thing you can do on special teams is block, because that's when the game-changing plays happens. When blocks don't happen, you never want to be the reason for that. And I'm not worried about that at all with you, man. You do an amazing job at that. So, man, Kingston, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Pleasure watching a lot of your tape and stuff. Your highlights are amazing. I can't wait to see you at the next level.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure being on.
We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Kingston.
Have a good one.
You too.
You too.
Yep.